SPUFalcons.com here with men's basketball head coach Ryan Looney. Coach, you're about to get ready for practice for the 2013-14 season. Your thoughts?
We're excited. It's been a long, close to 5 weeks now of preparation to get ourselves to this point. We're excited. We've got a bunch of returning players and 4 new guys that we feel have mixed in pretty well, and we're healthy, which is always a good place to start.
Preseason-wise, there's been some hype. First off, the official coaches' national poll isn't out yet, but Basketball Bulletin has picked you number 3, and the Sporting News magazine picked you number 1 in the country. Your thoughts on such lofty rankings?
I think it feels good. I think we know there's high expectations for us this year. I would say that we probably don't feel all that much pressure. We haven't made it a big deal within our group. And in all reality, I think we're just trying to get better each and every day. And in all reality, I think we've got a mature enough group that we realize it's not necessarily about where you start, but where you finish that matters.
One other poll that came out was the GNAC coaches poll, and your peers have selected you, projected you as to finish in first place this year. You think that's accurate, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. It feels good, obviously, to be selected that high. We know that every night within the GNAC it's going to be a challenging test. Every year there's been a number of great teams, great individual players, great coaches. We know that from today moving forward, we've got to find a way to improve each and every day. And kind of like I said before, I think our mindset is right now in October, where people think you are, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's about where we are at the end of the year.
Your team advanced to the regional championship game in the last 2 NCAA tournaments, falling to Western Washington both times. What will your team need to do to get over the hump this year and get into that Elite Eight?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with how you prepare and what you do during the whole season combined. I think in our program, we'd like to get to the point where we are hosting that regional tournament here at our place on campus. I think traditionally that has been something that has at least aided in the team being able to move on to the Elite Eight.
As always, you have a real ambitious schedule. This year, the one team that jumps off the page is an exhibition game November 2nd at Stanford, another Division I foe. What do you feel about it, playing the Cardinals?
We're excited. Gives our players an opportunity to play on a big stage. I don't know that we're necessarily going into that thing fully knowing what to expect. I think regardless of who our opponent is and what level of team we're playing against, we just want to be better by the end of the night.
A couple years ago you beat Arizona. You played real tough against some Division I opponents in exhibition play. Do you feel like maybe you're not catching those D1 opponents by surprise anymore?
Definitely not, and I think rule changes have affected some of those exhibitions as well. Division I's now can start practice a lot earlier than we can, and a couple extra weeks of practice early in the year definitely an advantage.
You've got quite a few veterans coming back for your team. Who are a couple of key players people are going to look for?
Well, I think some faces are very familiar. David Downs will play point guard for us. He's already had a great career. Patrick Simon, who will play one of the post spots for us, was a second-team All-Conference player a year ago. Riley Stockton was an honorable mention All-Conference player and led our league in rebounding and was the defensive player of the year in the league. And we expect those same things from him again. And then I think a guy that has a chance to have a pretty big year is Corey Hudson.
Newcomer-wise, do you have some you think can come in and make an impact immediately?
Yeah, we like all 4 of our new guys. They've done a great job in all of our workouts. They've been able to learn what we do pretty quickly. I think they'll all have a chance in time to make an impact, but I think our 2 transfers, Matt Borden from the University of Idaho and Jake Ehlers from the University of Portland, if they keep working, we can find a way to help us this year.
What are the 1 or 2 most important things your team needs to accomplish here in practice before you start playing at the end of October?
Well, I think the culture of our program is established. I think our guys know what is expected of us day in and day out. I think early this year, or this time of year for anybody, maybe not necessarily just us, is being able to learn quickly so that we have all the right pieces in place by the time we play those first counting games.
Then lastly, let's get your thoughts on your schedule, which includes an early trip down to Anaheim for the Disney Classic, where you'll play 3 games.
We're excited about that. We've talked about trying to get into that tournament for a few years now. We're lucky enough to do it this year. I think the biggest thing we're excited about is the opponents that we'll play. We feel good about our group, having a lot of experience, people that have been in big games before, and we're definitely going to get an early test in that one.
Great, thank you very much.